the microphone.
What a great celebration today. You know, we did this a year ago. I thought it was just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And lo and behold, 12 months later, we get a chance to do the same thing again. And as I said, in the arena, our fans are very, very special. They're an integral part of athletics at the University of South Carolina, have been for a long, long time. I just don't believe there are better fans in the country with enthusiasm and passion. And certainly the influence that they've had on our baseball program has been noticeable throughout the entire country, as evident in Omaha, which is not an easy trek for people to get to. A lot of people drove 17, 18 hours, expensive plane trips, and then they turn out today to celebrate this championship. So it just means so much. It's very, very special, and we're just honored to be a part of this.
Ray, was Eric's story about the trophy case accurate?
Yes, it was. He did bring that up. We were sort of in the design process, and I don't have a lot of patience when it comes to things like that. That doesn't move fast enough for me. And but I spent a little bit of time on it, and he mentioned that we have to have some foresight in case we get to do this again. And I gave him a couple of funny looks, and he said, "Seriously?" And I said, "Okay." And we have the capacity to put another trophy in there now.
A third one?
That would be nice. We'll create it. We'll see if it'll fit, if that comes to pass.
Coach, folks have mentioned the team mantra, "Win anyway." Can you tell me about the evolution of that, when it started applying in the season, and how it applied in Cultural Sports?
Well, it's just something I think that I've thrown out throughout my coaching career, especially when there's a time of adversity, or something doesn't go right. It's a bad day. A player has a bad performance. It's just a way to stay in the moment and forget about anything that's negative that happens. You sometimes have to play when it's 44 degrees, or you got guys hurt, not in the lineup, and the bell rings. You got to play, and you have a choice on how you approach it. And win anyway is the mantra that you got to find a way. Excuses, nobody wants to hear an excuse, and we got to find a way to get it done. And that really was a fabric of this team. They could handle themselves in times when it didn't look like maybe we'd come out on the right end on a particular day, and somehow they'd find a way to do it, and we would hang, we would stay close, we would win late, and we could deal with a lot of pressure and adversity, and those guys were special.
Scott, tell us where the championship belt came from. Whose idea was it? Where'd you get it from?
Greg Thompson just gave me this thing, so I told me to wear it, put it around my shoulder or whatever, so I'm just walking around with it. That's all done.
Did it just show up last night? Was that the first time y'all had
When
it?
did it show up?
Well, we started having wrestling matches in the locker room.
No.
I wasn't involved. I swear. But that's how it came to pass.
Michael, you just said you weren't involved in this, but you've been involved in a lot of things in getting this team up, going, whether it's the cheers, whether it's obviously some of the inspiration, or whether it's having a photo of yourself planking a couple hours before a game. Talk a little bit about your role in this team, and just trying to keep them loose and trying to, not avoid problems.
Well, obviously the three of us are captains, but with this team, I mean, we really didn't have to do too much. And, the guys on the team just kind of took care of business the right way. They did things the right way, and day in and day out, you never really had to get on anybody. And, Adrian's the more grumpy old man type, where he'd get on somebody and, grab him by the shirt or something, and, Scott just gets his crunk before games. And Brady leads by example, and I just like to have a lot of fun. I try to keep it loose, and so that way we all remember that it is just a game.
Guys, this is for all of you. I mean, how hard was it to repeat? Was this one harder than last year?
I think the road last year might have been just because we lost the first game. You had to go through the losers bracket, but I don't know. I mean, we had I don't know how many extra inning games and big double plays and big hits. So they're both hard. I mean, to win a national championship and go back to back is just incredible. So.
And you know, it may seem like it was easy because we went 10-0 in the postseason, but you know, you have to have a lot of stuff go your way. And you know, I'd say last year in Omaha was a little bit harder, just playing every day. But you know, it's still a tough road no matter what you're doing.
I never really thought about it too much because and these guys will tell you, I never had any team meetings where I would go to the board and talk about, you know, winning the East or winning the regular season or we got to do this, we got to do that. That's just not the way that I coach. I just kind of worry about what's going on today in the present, and let's try to be the best we can be today. And you know, in college baseball, you try to win enough games, you get an opportunity to play at the end of the year, and that's kind of what it is. And if you do that, maybe you can win a few, get hot at the right time, and you advance. The ultimate is to be in Omaha for the College World Series, and we were there last year. It worked out great, and we were trying to put together another team to get into postseason, and then we played well again. So we got back out there, but even still, I was, you know, you get there and you go, hey, it'd be nice to get the new stadium here. Let's win a couple, and we sort of took it one day at a time. And these guys, you know, I've learned a lot from these guys. I hope they've learned some things from me, but I've learned a lot from these guys that they can handle. They can handle some pressure. They have fun. They do not get paid to play, and it is just a game. And sometimes I lose sight of that. But this group, especially this team, has reminded me that at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And so it probably helped me a lot, not getting ahead of ourselves too much. And sure, we won our bracket, and then we get to play the Gators in the best of 3 series, and it just worked out great for us. We had some big time plays, but you know, these guys had to make them. You know, and maybe there's a little luck and good fortune involved, but still you have to perform.